Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine while exploring an old building or walking through a dark forest? The Netherlands, known for its picturesque landscapes and historic charm, hides a darker, more mysterious side. In this video, we're uncovering 10 most haunted places in the Netherlands, locations teeming with ghostly tales, eerie encounters, and chilling legends that have left even the bravest souls trembling. From cursed castles to abandoned hospitals, prepare to dive into the supernatural like never before. 1. The Viart Church, Friesland. In the quiet village of Viart, Friesland, an eerie presence lingers within the walls of the old church. Beneath the stone floors, hidden crypts house the mummified remains of 16th century bodies, preserved in an unnatural state. The most chilling of them all is a man whose face remains grotesquely contorted, his expression frozen in fear or agony. Locals whisper that his spirit has never left. Some claim to have seen his shadowy form lurking in the church's dimly lit corridors, while others speak of a cold, oppressive atmosphere that seems to weigh heavily on anyone who dares to step inside. The ghost of the mummified man is said to haunt the church, his tormented soul unable to rest, and visitors often report feeling an unsettling sensation of being watched. As dusk falls, strange whispers fill the air, and the temperature drops, leaving an undeniable sense of dread that makes even the bravest souls hesitant to stay too long. 2. The Haunted Castle at Efteling, North Brabant. At the heart of the magical Efteling theme park lies a dark and forgotten castle, the Spookslot. Once a place of enchantment, it has since turned into a sinister realm filled with restless spirits. Visitors enter the castle, expecting to be whisked away on a fairy tale adventure, but instead, they are met with a chilling encounter with the paranormal. Unseen forces play tricks on the unsuspecting, with ghostly figures flickering in and out of sight, and strange, bone-chilling noises echoing through the halls. The most unsettling presence is a woman in a tattered dress, said to have been cursed by the dark magic that controls the castle. Her mournful cries reverberate through the corridors, as if calling out for freedom. Those brave enough to venture deeper into the castle have reported seeing flickering lights and hearing the faint sound of footsteps following them, but no one is ever seen. It is as though the spirits of the castle are forever trapped in a world between life and death, waiting for someone to release them. 3. Singraven Estate, Overijssel. Nestled in the lush landscapes of Singraven Estate lies a haunting secret, a spectral presence that has terrorized the estate for centuries. It is said that a nun, long dead, haunts the grounds, her spectral figure seen roaming the property in search of solace. Her presence is most strongly felt near the old chapel, where she is often seen praying by a flickering candlelight, her face obscured by a shadowed veil. Legend has it that the nun died under mysterious circumstances, and her restless spirit now roams the estate, bound to the land she once cared for. Visitors have reported sudden drops in temperature, followed by the unmistakable sound of soft footsteps behind them, though no one is ever there. Some claim to have seen the figure of the nun, dressed in tattered robes, standing silently by the chapel doors, staring at them with hollow eyes. Her mournful sighs are carried on the wind, chilling the spine of anyone who dares to venture too close. 4. Duin Kruidberg Mansion, Sandpoort Noord. The Duin Kruidberg Mansion, with its sprawling halls and opulent decor, hides a dark and tragic history. In the early 20th century, Jacob Kramer, a wealthy man, brought back more than just exotic treasures from his travels. He unknowingly carried with him a vengeful spirit. One of the servants who had worked for Kramer in Indonesia had been accused of murder, but the guiltless man's restless spirit followed Kramer back to the mansion. The ghost roams the halls, seeking justice for a crime he didn't commit. Guests have reported strange occurrences within the mansion: whispers in empty rooms, flickering lights, and the sensation of being watched. Children's laughter echoes through the empty halls, even though no one is there. Despite its unsettling atmosphere, there is a sense of protection that lingers in the air, as if the guardian spirit of the mansion watches over its visitors, ensuring they remain safe from harm. 5. The Castle of Muiderslot, Muiden. Muiderslot Castle, located in Muiden, is one of the most iconic and haunting castles in the Netherlands. It dates back to the 13th century and has seen centuries of battles, betrayals, and executions. The most famous ghost associated with Muiderslot is that of a former prisoner, locked away in the castle's dungeons. Rumors say that his spirit is still trapped within the walls, unable to escape. Visitors claim to hear unsettling footsteps echoing in the stone corridors, and some have even seen shadowy figures appear at windows where no one should be. The chilling atmosphere is particularly intense at night, as the castle's silhouette against the moonlight is enough to give anyone an eerie feeling of being watched. 6. Radio Kootwijk, Gelderland. Hidden away in the desolate wilderness of Gelderland stands the Radio Kootwijk, a once majestic radio station building that now looms like a ghostly monument to a bygone era. Its stark, abandoned walls echo with the whispers of a troubled past, and locals say the station has become a beacon for restless spirits. At night, the towering structure casts an ominous shadow across the surrounding forest, its silence broken only by the howling wind. Ghostly figures have been reported by those who venture too close to its ruins, shadows moving behind the windows, and strange, distant radio frequencies that crackle and fade as if attempting to communicate. Some claim to hear the soft, mournful sounds of voices from the past, calling out from the building's forgotten depths. The station was once used to transmit signals to the far corners of the world, but now it serves as a transmitter for the lost souls of its eerie past, who seem forever bound to its walls. Anyone brave enough to step inside reports a sudden chill that envelops them, accompanied by the sensation that they are not alone. The oppressive atmosphere weighs heavily on visitors, leaving them with an undeniable sense of foreboding. 7. The Torture Museum, Amsterdam. Beneath the cobbled streets of Amsterdam lies one of the city's darkest secrets, the Torture Museum. This grim establishment is filled with ancient devices designed to inflict unimaginable pain, and it is said that the spirits of those who endured such torture still haunt its grim halls. Visitors often describe an eerie sense of unease as they step through the door, as though the very air is thick with suffering. The clang of chains and muffled screams seem to echo from the walls, and cold spots form without explanation. Some claim to have seen the ghostly apparitions of men and women, forever trapped in their final moments of agony. In particular, the ghost of a woman, whose face is obscured by a veil of sorrow, is said to appear before unsuspecting visitors, her presence accompanied by a sudden chill that freezes the room. The museum's haunting atmosphere is not only due to the instruments on display, but the lingering energy of those who suffered and still suffer within its walls. Those who stay too long report feeling overwhelmed by an intense sense of dread, as if the souls of the tortured are silently begging for release. 8. The Jesuit monastery, Limburg. Deep in the Limburg countryside stands an ancient Jesuit monastery, now abandoned, but not forgotten. The once peaceful grounds are now the domain of dark spirits that haunt the hallowed halls. The monastery was a place of prayer, but many believe it was also the site of terrible secrets. Locals speak of the ghost of a monk who died under mysterious circumstances, and his restless spirit is said to still roam the empty corridors. At night, strange noises can be heard echoing through the old stone walls, distant chanting, the sound of footsteps, and sometimes the low murmur of whispered prayers. Some visitors have seen the figure of a monk, dressed in a tattered habit, silently watching them from a shadowy corner. Others claim to have felt a cold, unseen hand brush against their skin, as if the ghost is reaching out for attention. The air in the monastery feels oppressive, as though it is steeped in sorrow and regret. Those who dare to explore the grounds after dark report an overwhelming sensation of being followed, and a chilling presence that makes it nearly impossible to shake the feeling that something or someone is lurking just out of sight of. 9. Tropicana, Rotterdam. Once a tropical paradise, the now abandoned Tropicana swimming pool in Rotterdam stands as a chilling reminder of the past. Overgrown with weeds and covered in layers of grime, the once vibrant space is now a place of eerie quiet. The sounds of children's laughter that once filled the air are now replaced by a heavy silence that seems to press down on all who visit. But the true horror of Tropicana lies not in its decaying state, but in the ghostly apparitions said to wander its vast, empty halls. Those brave enough to enter report hearing the splash of water, followed by the eerie sensation of being watched. Shadows move along the periphery of the building, fleeting glimpses of figures that disappear the moment they are looked at directly. Some claim to hear the faint sound of a child's voice calling out, but when they turn, no one is there. Others describe feeling an unnatural coldness that spreads through their bodies as they approach the pools, an unsettling reminder that the spirits of those who once frolicked in the water still remain. The abandoned park has become a tomb for lost souls with no hope of escape. 10. The Amsterdam Dungeon. Beneath the busy streets of Amsterdam, a dark and terrifying world awaits those who dare to venture into the Amsterdam Dungeon. This macabre attraction transports visitors into the gruesome past of the city, where they are confronted by the ghosts of notorious criminals, corrupt officials, and twisted torturers. The dungeon is filled with chilling reenactments of Amsterdam's darkest history, but many believe that some of the spirits never left. Visitors report hearing the screams of the damned echoing through the stone corridors, their voices reverberating in the cold, damp air. Those who explore the dungeon often describe seeing shadowy figures moving in the dark, their eyes filled with malice. One of the most haunted areas of the dungeon is the medieval execution chamber, where the ghosts of executed prisoners are said to linger. Some claim to have seen the shadowy forms of these spirits, their hands outstretched as if pleading for release from their endless torment. The air in the dungeon is thick with dread, and even the bravest souls can feel the weight of history pressing down on them. It's a place where the past refuses to stay buried, and the spirits of the dead continue to haunt the living. These haunted locations in the Netherlands are more than just eerie tales. They're a glimpse into the country's mysterious past. Which story sent shivers down your spine? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-chilling adventures, and hit the bell icon to never miss an upload. Until next time, stay curious, and stay brave.